All right, family. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, we're gonna look at today unnatural selection. I want you to prepare your mind to as to what that might be. Okay. We all know that the most well, if you don't know, you will know. The Most High created everything. Okay. And when he created it in the book of Genesis, it was good. That's what the words say. All right. For those of you who might be having a hard time understanding that when the Most High did creation, it was good, then how come your health care ain't good? How come they want everybody on a pill? How come they don't cure nothing? In case you think what the Most High created ain't good. Shalom, Jersey. Okay? But anyway, all right, let's get on into it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me do it this way. Shalom. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Shalom. Okay, now, y'all see them old zombies down there in the corner. Made in the image of Satan. You see the so-called them spraying stuff in the sky. The Most High made oxygen. It was good. What we get today, we get air pollution. We get stuff in the sky. I'm gonna just get into the sky part. All right, they messing with the DNA, and you got the old dragon over there rubbing his hands. You don't understand. But let's get into it, family. Glad y'all can make it. Let me see here. Which way I want to go? Let me see. Yeah, let's start with the sky. How about that? Look, in the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, that's white folks messing again. That's what it is. All right. All right. They don't mind saying when it's black folks, they don't mind saying them Negroes over there. It's them Negroes over there killing each other. They don't mind saying that. They don't mind saying black fatigue. Okay. I might not like it, but hey. I'm not here for y'all. I told y'all that before. I'm not here for y'all. If you love the truth, then hey, I'm that's fine. But all right. How many of y'all remember when the sky used to be as blue as the ocean? Huh? Remember, the Most High separated the waters in up above from the waters down below. The waters from the water. Remember, Moses West created a machine that pulls water out of thin air. All right? We get our oxygen from the air. Fish get their oxygen from the water. All right. Let me get on back into it. I'm just showing y'all the Bible. I used to wonder what waters? What waters? I'm going to separate the water from the water in Genesis. I'm like, okay, okay. And then the oxygen is hydrogen, and But anyway, the word chemtrail has trended on many Sunday mornings this summer. But what's the truth behind the conspiracy? You used to probably about 10 years ago, you could pull up stuff and it was no secret about chemtrail. Now it's a conspiracy theory. Now, I'm not a scientist. I don't know what this stuff is, because I ain't got no lab and I ain't tested it. But I do know it is very expensive to be flying circles in the air. You understand? Does it make much sense to be flying donut circles in the air? Every single day you look up in the air. Huh? I want y'all to think, family. And then I'm gonna get into the matter of fact. Let me just drop it on you. Let me drop the hammer on you right now before y'all get too far. Now look, why is billionaires obsessed with blocking out the sun? Huh? just want you to think for yourself. I just want you to think for yourself. Why they want to block out the sun, but for me to say that they spray in the sky is some kind of conspiracy. Let me go to the Bible on y'all. Let me show y'all how this fits into the Bible. Can anybody in the chat know what Bible verse talks about the sun getting hotter? Huh? Y'all better pull that Bible out and start studying. Don't read, study. Act like you in college somewhere. You got to get this right, family. If you ain't got time to read it, hang around somebody that's studying. But you still better go behind them and check. Go behind them and check. That's your soul. You're going to have to give an account for. The Bible says, study to show yourself approved. It's good to have people to point out the truth. But you're going to have to put in some time with the Most High. Now, and the men were scorched with great heat and blasphemed the name of Yah, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. Let me see here. What is 16 and 9? All right, now let's go to. Matter of fact, number 6 is looking pretty good. Let me go on up above 6 and see what it got going on. All right, now. All right, and I heard an angel of the water say, "Thou art." Okay, hold on. Let me start at 4. All right, and let me go to 3. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea. And it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of water, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of the water say, "Thou art righteous, O Yahuwah, which art, which was, and shall be. He was, I am, in the beginning. He is, and he gonna be when it's all said and done. Because thou have judged us. For they have shed the blood of saints. The Most High is chosen, and his righteous, and prophets. And thou hast given them blood to drink. For they are worthy." In other words, you reap what you sow. You've been sowing bloodshed, you're gonna reap bloodshed, okay? Now, and I heard another out of the altar say, "Even so, Yah Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgment." We running around here petitioning the devil, when I mean devil, the ruling class, the beast system, for justice. And that's good. If you petition for justice. At the least, they know that you see what they're doing, okay? And they might have to change up some stuff. But anyway, and the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun. And power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And the fourth angel, Revelation chapter 16, verse 8, poured out his vial upon the sun and was given to him power to scorch men with fire. Again, I ask you, why are billionaires obsessed with blocking out the sun? I told y'all. Let me look at y'all for a minute. All right, hold on. I was purposely out in the desert working. Made sure I had plenty of hydrogen plus oxygen. No sodas. Purposely out there in the desert working. And I tell you what, I felt stronger and better. But if you ain't used to the heat, you pay attention to your body. If you can't think, sit down somewhere. Your thoughts getting cloudy. You understand? Don't just jump for barely being in the sun to just go out there in it. But I'm going to tell you, I felt stronger and better. Yeah, I had some Europeans trying to tell me I need some sunblock. Gonna tell me. Gonna tell me I need some sunblock. No, y'all need some sunblock. Let me get on over here. Hold on. Let me get back over here. Let me remove this and go back to this. All right. See, this is going on. Billionaires obsessed with blocking out the sun. Okay. You got this going on. Revelation 16:8, the fourth angel poured out a vial on the sun, and the power was given him to scorch men with fire. That's right. Got a doggone tan. That's right. And men were scorched with great heat and blasphemy the name of Yah, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. Now, okay. But they'll tell you, don't read what they say. Look at their actions. The fruit of the tree is the action. Actions speak louder than words. They tell you it's a conspiracy. They ain't spraying nothing in the sky. They'll tell you that. They ain't spraying nothing in the sky. They'll tell you that. But anyway, let me keep going. Let me move on. Now, I remember the sky being dark blue. I told y'all that earlier. Because I used to look up at it. I used to look at how high the jets were. I used to watch the contrails disappear after about 20, 30 seconds after the jet done passed. Because I know the difference between contrails and what they got going on now. You understand what I'm saying? But nevertheless, the definition, natural selection is a mechanism of evolution. I should have put unnatural selection, and that's what we're going over. Let me keep moving on. All right, now let's get to these white. Have y'all ever noticed? Let me look at y'all. I'm gonna look at y'all for a minute. Let me look at y'all. Have y'all ever noticed? How many of y'all noticed? Have y'all ever noticed why all the chickens, all the farm animals white? The chickens is white. The pigs, even though you shouldn't be eating that swine, all the pigs is white. Have y'all ever noticed that? Why is the lab rats white? I'm going somewhere with this. Put your seatbelt on. Y'all ever asked that question? Have you ever asked that question? Why is all the chickens white? My granddad had a farm. You know, white is a recessive gene. I'm going somewhere. I'm just tilling the soil in the mind and plant the seeds of truth. Y'all, I guess y'all ain't never thought about that. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. I be sitting and I be looking. Why is all these animals? Because my granddad had a farm, and I know white is a recessive trait. But why is all these animals white? Now, let's get into this. Now, all right, farm chickens are often white due to selective breeding. It's intentional. Why? Why? Okay. Including white feathers for making for a cleaner looking carcass. If y'all look in those farm trucks, those animals look filthy. White, that's why I hardly ever wear white. It's not because I don't like white. I like to keep white clean. You understand? That's why I hardly ever wear white. Not because I don't like it. I like to keep it clean. If I'm going to wear brown or dirt, let me get some brown clothes. But nevertheless, have y'all ever looked in the cattle cars? You know, when they hauling the animals off to be slaughtered. That the animals look all dusty and dirty. Y'all ain't never noticed. But anyway, all right, I'm just shooting down this lie. It's not cleaner looking. That's what I'm getting at. It's not cleaner. So what's going on? I don't know. Look at the tree. Look at the fruit. Lower energy expenditure for feather production and the prevalence of white leghorn for efficient egg laying. I don't know about that, but okay. Let me keep moving on. You see that? Why are farm chickens white? Now, I didn't research which chickens lay, but anyway, let me move on to the next one. I'm going somewhere. Now, like I said, shouldn't be eating this stuff. They showing up, But why is the pigs white? All right, farm pigs are often white due to the dominant gene. That's an oxymoron. That's a recessive gene. But anyway, responsible for a white coat, a result of selective breeding. By now, if it's dominant, why did people have to select? But anyway, this white phenotype is caused by specific genetic mutations, include, I'm going somewhere, y'all, bear with me, a gene duplication and a splice mutation. Sound like they was, what is this? Let me see what this is. Which impairs melanin production. They taking serious steps to minimize or delete or edit, undo melanin. So look at it like this. You getting killed out here by these coward white supremacist police. They're impairing the melanin production on a genetic level. All right. Now let's see what this KIT gene is. Let's go down this rabbit hole together. Provides instruction for making a protein called, so they're in the lab. Okay, they're in the lab. This is not in nature. From what I'm seeing, mutations in the KIT gene are linked to various diseases, including gastrointestinal stroke. You shouldn't be eating pigs, no way. Okay, leukemia, but anyway. All right, let me go back. Oh, y'all couldn't see that. Now y'all can see that. All right, y'all can see that. Let me go back. Share this room. Okay. So they are purposely breeding them from white, which impairs melanin production. All right. While various pig breeds exist in different colors, white breeds like the large white Yorkshire become popular in commercial farmers for their uniform appearance and desired traits. Okay. I ain't gonna really, because you shouldn't be eating that. That's a scavenger. See, you can't complain about the ocean getting polluted. You can't complain about the water polluted when you are eating the scavengers that the Most High put in the water to clean the ocean. You're eating the water filters. Let me move on. Okay? Let me move on. All right, now. Okay, I just went there. Let me go right here then. Now, why use white lab mice? I'm finna go somewhere. I'm finna pull the curtain back. I'm slow walking this thing down. I want the hamster wheel in your mind to spin around the block a couple times. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? Let me see how I'm gonna put this up. I want the hamster wheel in the mind to spin around the block a couple times. Let me see here. How can I do this? Guess I done got out of practice. Hold on, y'all. Y'all bear with me. Okay. Let me see. This. Nope. Don't like it like that. Okay, that'll work. All right. Yeah. All right, now let me get back over here. All right, now let's read this. Think about this, family. We notice there's genetic differences between us. They are calling themselves diagnosing us with white people's genetics. We are not the same. We ain't the same. We are different. Just like you got a white polar bear, you got a grizzly bear, and you got a black bear. There are differences. You can't have a one size fits all remedy for healthcare. Okay? All right, now, lab rats are white, primarily for the ease of observation during experiments. My personal opinion, and I'm not a scientist nor a doctor, they use the white rats to see how the diseases, to get a better understanding of how diseases affect white people. Demelanated mice, demelanated people. Okay? That's what it looked like to me. If it ain't, then why not use a regular mouse? Why you got to go through spend this extra money for albino mice? You spending extra money when all you got to do is have regular mice and breed them. Okay? All right. For the lack of pigments, allow for clear visibility of physiological changes and make it easier to see veins for injection. I can see my veins just fine. But anyway. All right. Additionally, albino rats are selectively bred for their genetic uniformity. Selectively. Again. Why they going out their way? Okay? They can do what they want to do, but don't lie to us. That's why somebody got to tell this truth. Don't lie to me. Do what you want to do. Okay? Don't lie to us so you can keep killing us. All right, now. Leading to more consistent and reliable research results, especially when strains like Windstar rat. While wild rats are rarely white, like I said, they're spending extra money, going the extra mile for recessive trait mice. All right? For Abbott made them a standard tool for scientific research starting in the 20th century. All right, now, I'm finna come over here. Now, I saw this video when it first came out probably a couple weeks ago, but I saved it in my notes. Didn't know I was gonna do it today. I just did this probably about 30 minutes before I was scrolling. But yeah, it's relevant. Okay? Y'all see this? 12 days ago. All right, now y'all listen. Y'all see this? Read that title. They are tampering with eggs of melanated mice. All right.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am about to share with you a video clip where there is something very, very fishy happening inside of a lab. So there's this woman, she is about to tell the truth about edited DNA and eggs that could possibly target the Black community. At this point, with all of the information we have heard, uncovered, and seen, you have got to be fast asleep if you don't believe that some of this stuff is targeted, that some of this stuff is very intentional. Take a listen at what she has to say. And of course, you know, I will be right back.
This is a precision tool that now allows us to take this protein RNA complex and introduce it into cells or tissues to...
Remember, the COVID shot was mRNA. Okay? Bill Gates called it an operating system. Operating system. This has an operating system. This CPU got an operating system. Your television got an operating system. It's programmable. Okay?
The truth about edited DNA, that some of this stuff is very
complex can actually be injected directly into fertilized eggs of a mouse. And in the experiment, you'll see we're targeting a gene that is responsible for the black coat color in mice. And so normally these mice have beautiful glossy black coats. And once we make this targeted change, we then implant these edited eggs back into a female mouse. And when she gives birth to pups, you'll see that the pups are now mostly white.
Now, do y'all see how this could affect a woman? Huh? Do y'all see how this could affect a woman? Let me give you an example. Let's just say your wife go in for a checkup. And they go in scrambling around, fooling with the eggs. Don't forget Henrietta Lacks. Don't forget that this whole medical system come up off our backs. Okay? All right.
And the remarkable thing about this experiment is that when these mice grow up, you can test them and show that every cell in the body has this single genetic change that gives rise to the white coat color, but otherwise they're absolutely normal. So they are normal.
Now I noticed something when I listened to this again the second time. I listened to it while I was waiting to go live. Now, these people burn in the sun, right? Listen at the depth perception and the hatred these people have for us. These people can't tolerate the sun, right? They get sunburned, right? But they are busy trying to get rid of melanin. They figured out a way to make stuff white. They're not trying to make it adaptable to the sun. They're not making it inhabitable. They're not making it where they can not get sunburned. At least I don't see it. But look, Revelation chapter 16, verse 8. And men were scorched with great fire. The angel poured out a vial on the sun, and they were scorched with great heat. They ain't worried about that, though. They try to figure out, we're going to try to figure out how to restrict this melanin production. Them Negroes is getting too much sunlight. We got to figure out a way. I'm telling y'all from personal experience, get you some sunlight. Yeah, get you some sunlight. The Most High made it that he set it up that way. Get you some sunlight. I know Negroes have been conditioned like Sammy Sosa to stay out the sun, but get you some sunlight. You get less sick. All right, let me keep going.
Normal mice, no mutations elsewhere in the genome. This is a type of experiment that used to take at least a year to create a mouse like this, and now it can be done in a few weeks and by people that don't have to have special expertise. So this is a technology it's been very exciting over the last 2.5 years to see this technology taking off. These are publications in the scientific literature. It's been sort of exponential growth of publications, people using this technology for all sorts of applications. And so
y'all see the channel there? Y'all see redirect. You got to, I'll be busy working. I'm just showing y'all where you just stay abreast. Stay abreast. All right. Let me just stay abreast of what's going on. Be not ignorant of Satan's devices. All right, let me move on. All right, now they got how many of y'all? That's right. That's good, Brenda Hill. Now, that can potentially backfire on them. That can potentially backfire on them. You understand? That could potentially backfire. They go to messing around with our folks, and we bring home. See, this we've always had white babies. You know, Noah, albino. You go over there and look in Africa, you got albinos running around all over Africa. You understand? They mess around and go over there, think they being slick, thinking they gonna make a white baby. What they gonna see is a camouflage soldier amongst their ranks. Gonna go over there and do like Samson, get amongst them heathens and destroy them. That's what they gonna mess around and get. Let them keep on. Let them keep going. Oh, hold on. Y'all can't see that. Hold on. This is what they're gonna mess around. They're gonna keep messing around and think they being dirty to black folk. Everything is backfired so far. They flooded our neighborhood with drugs. Now they got a drug epidemic. They've been manufacturing poverty. Now poverty is biting them in the butt. They ain't figured it out yet. They gonna keep on messing around. And they gonna keep on messing around. They're gonna mess around and send a camouflage soldier, gonna be spilling all the tea and destroying them. But anyway, Let me keep going. That's how it could backfire. Okay, that's how it could backfire. All right, now they got. How many of y'all heard of electronic tattoos? Have y'all ever heard of electronic tattoos? That's why it's good to be honest and honorable among your spouse. See, you know some Negroes, that baby ain't mine. But anyway, that's why you got to be honorable. Don't be out here creeping and cheating. Okay? Remember, think about the Messiah was born under Joseph. Remember Mary. You understand? Joseph, if he wasn't a righteous man, he could have had Mary stoned to death for infidelity. But anyway, let me get back on talk. Y'all ain't heard of digital tattoos. All right, let me read this. All right, now a digital tattoo. This just come across. I was on TikTok and stuff just popped up. I guess what you be looking for, different stuff will pop up. Yeah, it's flexible patch on your skin measuring vital signs. We don't need nothing from the devil. Okay. With the development in 3D printing as well as circuit printing technologies, I've seen something like this in a movie somewhere. Forgot where. Flexible electronics and materials applying the so-called digital tattoos or electronic tattoos on the skin for some days or even weeks become possible. Some researchers use gold nanorods, others graphene. Graphene is toxic. Last research I did, graphene is toxic to the body. I did research on graphene when they were coming out with them vaccines. See, let's see what it says. Look! They want you to get a shot. See, you have to look. And its derivatives can cause various health issues. So they gonna give you a tattoo to monitor your vital signs while they kill your vital signs. Look, including inflammation, organ damage, and DNA damage. This is some stuff they had in I forgot where I saw it at. Forgive me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But they had this in some of them MR. Let me see. Let me just do it like this. They said don't contain it, all right. But I saw some document what they did. But anyway, let me get out there. I ain't got time to go down that rabbit hole too far, but I'm down the rabbit hole. But yeah, let's get back to this here. Let's get back to this. Now, digital tattoo. Let me show y'all some images. Some of this. Let me see here. Some of them just tattoos that look digital. But yeah, it looked like a chip, okay? It looked like a chip. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Let me see here. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. They're gonna make it look attractive to you now. They're gonna make it look good. Just like that bait be looking good to that fish till you pull him out of the water onto the bank and into the frying pan. Remember, Satan loves to steal, kill, and destroy. All right, now. I don't know. You probably want to look up the side effect of this because they're trying to put it on your body. Just Google it and look up side effects. All right. Graphene and various polymers. This stuff don't belong in your body. It's unnatural. Okay. It ain't found in your body, so it's probably going to be detrimental. I'm just showing you be wary of unnatural selections, okay? With rubber backing to apply the tattoo on the skin without causing irritation. Certain experts believe that these skin patches are tattoos. Yeah, I believe it's only the beginning. Look here. Body fluids as basis of digital health. RFID. I saw a video on TikTok. Let me see, can I find it? I know I didn't want to go long, but let me see, can I find it? Let me see, can I find it? Because that's where I saw it at. Let me see here. Y'all bear with me. I can't find it. They must be done took it down. All right. I ain't gonna spend too much time on that. All right. RFID plant. Now, y'all remember, y'all familiar with the RFID plant where they was getting that little rice thing in they right here where they can open their doors, they can start their cars and stuff. They can go in their house with that little RFID plant. Same thing. Now, this thing got nanoparticles in it. Nanoparticles. It got nanoparticles in it. Let me see, can I find it? Y'all know what nanoparticles is, right? That can get in your bloodstream. Bill Gates called it he called this new shot. He called it an operating system. See? Operating system. This is what he called a shot. Y'all seen them movies like with Idris Elba, The Rock, and Jason Statham. When he talking about he was the black Superman. I forgot the name of it. He had nanoparticles in his body. Vin Diesel, Bloodshot, nanoparticles in his bodies. Somebody else at home, you ain't in control of your body. See, what is space the last frontier for the colonizer, or is it the human body? Is that they want to colonize the human body? Huh? They love trying to control us. I'm not saying this is where it's going. I see a possibility. Why is they calling this an operating system? And they showing, and I'm seeing these pictures. Let me see here. What movie was that? Y'all stay away from these folks. Hobbs and Shaw. That's it. That's the name of the movie. Hobbs and Shaw. Y'all remember Hobbs and Shaw? See, can I show y'all a little clip? He had them nanoparticles. He could call his motorcycle. But it was still somebody controlling him. At the end, they shut him off. But anyway, let me move on. All right, let me move on. Y'all do what you want. I'm just showing you. Let me get this out the way since I got it up here. What I was gonna say about those nanoparticles, they can get in your blood veins. And okay, when they get in your blood veins, then what? What is it? Okay. Now, I'm just showing you in nature. When you see animals with a lack of melanin, they are in the minority. Okay? How is these people with them recessive genes talking about they the seed of Abraham and they having trouble having kids? You understand? This is just the way it is. And think about it. If all the animals is white, then but anyway, let me move on. Let me move on. All right, now let's get to the. Oh yeah, I did write some notes down. Hold on. I don't even need the notes. But since I wrote them down, okay. Genesis 1:26. The Most High said, let us make man in his image, right? That's what he said. He said he's gonna make man in his image. All right, well, what's the image of the Most High? Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. The Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. He's sitting on the throne in heaven. Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. Revelation chapter 4, verse 2 and 3. Behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne, and he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. Copper tone. Now let's go to the Bible. Genesis 1:23. Let's see, Genesis 1:23, 1:26. All right. And Yah said, let us make man in our image. Oh, y'all can't see that. And after our likeness. Satan hates what the Most High stand for. The Most High stand for justice. Satan got injustice. The Most High loves truth. Satan got lies. The Most High got a particular people. Satan got a particular people to try to kill the people of the Most High. Okay? The Most High created nature. The Most High he is the originator of spiritual, supernatural selection. Satan got unnatural selection. Y'all see how that works? Huh? You see how that works? All right. Genesis 1:26. And Yah said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea. That's why these people, they destroy the whole earth. They are not in balance with nature. They are not in balance with nature. You got trash everywhere. Cutting down all the trees while complaining the earth is heating up. Common sense ought to tell you, trees produce oxygen, right? You cutting down all the trees and building all these concrete slabs and pavement. There used to be shade trees right there. Now you got a hot box talking about global warming. They are an unnatural selection ruling the earth. All right, let me keep moving. All right, those are scriptures. You don't see a pasty, pale, white supremacist, white Jesus in the scripture, unless you're looking at the beast. All right, now let's get back to this. Now look at here. Somebody, y'all, Kenya, Africa, y'all need to get them sellouts. Y'all need to get them out. You need to get them out your country. Now, how is it Kenya got these Europeans, got the UN over there in their country? They over there sexual abusing the women and so forth. But anyway, remember, Obama's father was a Kenyan. I don't know what that means, but I don't know what Kenya got going on. I ain't gonna speak for them, but I'm just saying y'all need to get this devil. You need to get this devil out y'all business. Why ain't he going over there in Europe with some birth control? Come on, family. Huh? I can't speak to my fellow Israelites worldwide. Y'all need to tell the people the snake is in the hen house. The fox is amongst the sheep. Okay? And here they come with some contraception. Look like y'all, hey, this is to you racist, white supremacist devil. The Most High got y'all on birth control, huh? Huh? But if you lived in reality and in truth, you would know that white is a recessive and it's few in nature. But y'all don't really want to worry about nature and stuff like that. You want to be where you ain't supposed to be at. But nevertheless, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is set to launch a new long-acting contraceptive in Africa, beginning with Kenya later this year. Let's see, this is 20. Yeah, there it is right there, August. All right, as part of a U.S. $2.5 billion commitment to accelerate research. What kind of research are they going to be doing? They're going to be over there messing with the eggs of the women. If they're going to be injecting nanoparticles and nanites, y'all know them. They call them them nanites. If they're going to be injecting that in the women, you're going to have some zombies running around. I don't know. All right, but why ain't they over there in Europe? Huh? All right. And Trump and them talking about the U.S. is spending too much money. But anyway, affordable long-term contraceptive in Africa. You know, people could afford to have kids in Africa if these colonizers quit stealing. They would be able to have a family. They could get out of poverty. Poverty is manufactured. Wherever these folks is at, is poverty and oppression right there with them. All right? But yeah, let me move on. Just because they got a black face don't mean nothing. Obama was a black face. And they sent Obama, a son of Africa, to kill Gaddafi, a son of Africa that was looking out for the people. Okay? A coconut. Black on the outside. I'm not saying she is, but I'm just using her as an example. Black on the outside, but they colonized and white in the head. But let me move on. Okay, yeah. Now, y'all might want to strap on for this next video right here. It's finna get even rougher. Y'all might want to put on 2 seatbelts. Okay. Now, this next video, I just stumbled across this video probably 5 minutes before I hit the live button. Look at the title. Look at the title. This video just literally 5 minutes before I hit the start button. Y'all see it, don't you? Now, here we go.
For the first time in history, a mammal has been born with 2 biological fathers, no mother's DNA involved. And it's not just alive, it's healthy, it's fertile, and now it's had a baby of its own. Researchers at Shanghai Jiao Tong University have just pulled off one of the most extraordinary feats in reproductive biology, creating a living, fertile mouse from 2 male genomes.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Huh? Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? I know they ain't got the white rats on this one. Maybe they try to figure out how to make it work on black ones. See, when you got two males, this is two females. This is birth control all by itself. Why? Because the natural order of things: one male, one female. Remember in Genesis, male and female created he them. He didn't create Adam and Steve. Okay, this is what y'all starting to see what this is. Let me show y'all what this is. Y'all starting to see what this is. Notice he got breasts. Notice the medical symbol. They in the lab with these medical procedures. Huh? All right. Y'all quiet on this one. Y'all quiet on this one. Y'all quiet. Okay, but y'all, I guess y'all listening. Can y'all still hear me? Let me see they done hit the video. All right. Let me drop this link bio in the chat. Because I don't know if they're going to hit it or not. Don't care if they hit it. I told y'all to subscribe over there on Rumble. All right. That's all right. Yeah, it is. And y'all do know. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you one more thing that just popped in my head. Let me drop this in the chat. Y'all could just let me see here. Let me drop this in the chat. All right. That's another channel I'm on. Y'all, you can just literally type that in Google. Y'all see it up at the top. Type that in Google just like it is. The lnk.bio/warrior. Warriors RWX. You can literally type that in Google. Yeah. But nevertheless. Yeah, I heard about that guy shot up a Catholic school. But we the criminals. I was thinking about doing a video on black crime. But yeah. But I saw that. Shot up a Catholic school. But look, them folks better come out to the Catholic church, but nevertheless. But yeah, let me see what this says. Mice with two fathers have their own offspring for the first time. See, these folks gonna have a different judgment on Judgment Day. All right. We're a step closer to two men being able to have a genetic children of their own after they. Why? Y'all women. I'm just saying. A lot of women be co-signing these wannabe women amongst them. The women looking for men and the men acting like women looking for men. I don't understand that, but nevertheless, let me go on. All right, I think I done rambled on enough. Make sure I got some stuff wrote down. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this. You know how the Most High, y'all know the Most High gave the earth to us. We don't have to go all over the earth genociding people. All we have to do is keep having children, and we'll take the earth right back over. We don't even have to fire a shot. We don't have to worry about the sun burning us. We have to worry about the Most High's judgment. That's how you know who put us in the position. Okay? That's how you know. We don't have to go all over the earth wiping out white folks and putting our people there. All we got to do is keep having children because that's the way nature works. White animals is a minority in nature. Okay? All right, family. I done went on for an hour. Shalom, shalom. Y'all take care. Keep your eyes open. Pray. And see, the Most High told us to separate from this system. That means we're going to have to look to him for our health. How you going to look to the Most High for healing when you've been taught lies? You've been trained to go trust the enemy. See, that's another thing what happened. We wonder why we don't see the miracles. It's going to get down to that. You ain't going to have no choice. You either going to sell your soul or you just rather die before you go get any kind of stuff they got going on. See, that's why you got to, in spirit and in truth. Okay? Don't be afraid. This stuff is in the Bible. That's how I find this stuff. It's in the, I know the word. And then the Most High just, he do the rest. All I got to do is spend time with him. That's all you got to do. Love the truth, spend time with him, and watch the miracles happen. You're going to be wondering what just happened. All right? Shalom, family.